What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. We're back with another episode of Freezer to Fallout. Of course, I just got back for this week, and it's our adventures in the post-apocalyptic Boston wasteland, and I am kind of stoked to get into things this week. So this time I have a plan. A really good plan. Sort of. Kind of. We're going to be going to Grey Garden, and we're going to help out the robotic folks over there to get another settlement? Would you really call a robotic place a settlement? Or a machine distribution center? I don't know. But we're going to help the robots at Grey Garden get on board with the Minutemen. And it's going to be a fair amount of fun, I think. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head on out back into Good Neighbor and try to get things done. Now that we're out here, we're actually going to make a quick trip down to the castle, and we're going to drop off a bunch of our stuff. Of course, the castle is still really awesome. And Piper, I actually need to talk to you for a second, so we can trade, and I can take all of the random stuff that you have and toss it into our stash here. Of course, we don't leave her armor on her, but we're going to take a lot of the junk off. Just because it's awesome. And there we go. Of course, I'm still using the controls for other games. It's... yeah, okay. I'm a little bit of a dork. I haven't been playing Fallout that much this week. Did a little bit on my own, trying to do some stuff. But, yeah, I've been addicted with other things, and it's not necessarily been, you know, going into Fallout as much. We are eventually going to have to upgrade a few of those things. I do want to keep the silver submachine gun on us for now, because we may end up doing some of the Silver Shroud stuff later on. We can take off things like the silver, or the, Grognak's armor. I can talk, I swear. And we can dump some corn, some carrots, you know, all the other stuff that we don't really need into here. For those of you out there that actually use Jet on a regular basis, it'd be really nice to know where you guys use it. I can't really bring myself to get around it. I just don't use it very well, would probably be the best way to put it. It always ends up screwing me up. And of course, we do have a ton of stuff that we don't need. I did look into where we put the Mila up. We might do that at the end of this episode. Not right now. Apparently we can't put any of the other Silver Shroud stuff in there, but we'll put those lunch boxes in. Doesn't hurt. Alright, so that takes care of that. We're going to end up going to Grey Garden, which is all the way over here on the map. We have discovered it before. But it is nice to be back after the road trip that I had to go on. And for everybody that's up in the northwest of British Columbia and Canada, please be careful in the snow. One day of that was enough to frighten me. Like, literally scare me.
Welcome to Grey Garden, darling. This is the Commonwealth's first and only hydroponics facility run entirely by robots.
That's actually pretty ingenious.
That's pretty ingenious. I bet you can work around the clock.
And you're happy working those kinds of hours?
Of course, darling. Our unique hierarchy allows for constant operation. You see, There are two kinds of robots here. The worker drones carry out labor and maintenance. We supervisors, that is myself, green and brown, possess sophisticated cognition processors. We are capable of complex analysis and decision-making, a testament to the genius of our creator, Dr. Edward Gray.
Well, genius is right, but what happened to him?
What became of Dr. Gray?
Like so many others, he died in the war. It was a terrible loss. Robotics and artificial intelligence were our creator's great passions, rivaled only by his love of television. Perhaps you've noticed that I possess a rather singular personality, as do the other supervisors.
You are quite the firecracker.
Well, it is very unique.
Well, it's definitely unique. Sort of hard to miss.
I'll take that as a compliment, darling. After all, the last thing any woman wants to be is ordinary. A few other things you should know. Talk to Green if you need supplies. If it's caps you require, Brown might have a few odd jobs. There's one other thing. A question, really. Tell me, darling, what do you think of the water around here?
Well, it's kinda bad. I mean, we got nuked.
It's awful.
Isn't it, though? Pressure's down, radiation is up. Why, it's practically toxic. Just think what it must be doing to my skin. This will never do. I don't mean to impose, darling, but perhaps you could lend us a hand.
Oh, sure, why not?
All right.
Marvelous. Simply marvelous. Most of our water comes from the old Western plant, south of here. Such an eyesore. Be a dear and pay a visit, See what you can do. Maybe tidy up the place. It must be filthy. If you can get it working again, I'm sure I can come up with something for you.
Alright, so we have to go to a water treatment plant to help out our robot friends and possibly get a settlement. Oops. No, we do not want to fast travel. I wanted to go into our inventory, go to our aid, and drop our rads. And why I took a psycho buff, I don't know. But I did. So, there's that. We are fairly out in the distance, so sniper rifle's probably a good idea. The water treatment plant should be down this way, I think. Pretty sure. Yes. It's the door on our... Wait, door on our radar? That is rather weird. Oh, that is the Explore the Combat Zone one. The water treatment plant is the one off to our right. Yes, I'm very professional and know exactly what I'm doing all of the time. Kinda happens. But yeah, coming back from the road trip, it's nice to sit down, get some gaming in. I do love my, quote, 9 to 5, but it's a little hard on the body sometimes, and the road trips can be a little harsh. So it's nice to be back. Nice to sit down, relax, have a little bit of fun. And because Digital Extremes, the company that produces Warframe, and yes, you've been hearing me talk an awful lot about Warframe lately, because it's awesome. I will finish that thought when we finish these guys. Running into some random rust devils. Won't make sense that we're fighting them just yet, but it will in time. That was a legendary rust devil. That would explain a little bit. But Digital Extremes, they did something I don't see often from game companies in general. There was a little bit of a controversy revolving around their unvaulting. And what that means is during the game, they lock certain primes, which are the better variants of a lot of their stuff. They lock them away in the vault for a time period. It stimulates the economy a little bit and makes certain things on the platinum market worth more or less, and then they cycle them back in. Well, every time they brought out a prime pack, they would bring out some extra cosmetics with it. And these cosmetics, to get them, you would have to buy the new unprime or the unvaulted box. And a lot of people were not happy with that. I mean, really unhappy with it. So, Digital Extremes, during their live stream, actually went as far as to say, well, what would you guys want to see, and how much would you like to pay for it? So, they're really listening and following through with listening to their community. I found it immensely impressive. And so, to that end, I'm probably going to be investing some money into Warframe. I was kind of considering that anyway. But now that they've done something like this, I am very, very much considering putting some money in. And in doing so, to both help the game out a little bit, because I have been enjoying it. It's better than any AAA experience that I've had in recent memory. And to give back to the community and everything, on the Sunday streams, which is probably going to be Warframe from now on, I am very much considering doing some giveaways. Much to the chagrin of guys like Chaplain Grimaldus and the other guys that have helped me out with the channel, they won't be available to all those guys. But if you tune into the channel, no subbing and no following on Twitch or anything like that is required. I'm gonna start giving away some nice stuff. Probably some primes, either Warframes or the platinum equivalent for the Warframes. Maybe not equivalent, just platinum in general. The prices do vary and fluctuate, and I wouldn't want to get that all set up. Because to build certain primes and everything, there is a mastery requirement, which is essentially your level in the game. It would really suck for someone to win and not be able to be traded their prize. So, that's probably how I'm going to do it, is either give away the item, if the mastery is met, or give away some platinum. Try and do that. It's going to take a while to get it set up, but it's going to be pretty fun, I think. And I have been having a blast. The community is great. Like I said, the game is free to play, and I've been having more fun with it than I have with a lot of the AAA stuff that's been coming out. And Jim Sterling, of course, who runs the Gymquisition and all that sort of stuff. I don't agree with the guy on 100% of things, and he's a little flamboyant. But he makes a lot of good points when it comes to this sort of stuff. And Digital Extremes on their live stream actually straight up said that he was the last push to get them to look at this sort of thing. So, good job, Jim. That's really awesome. And at the same time, bad job, because now I have absolutely nothing to complain about when it comes to Warframe. Nothing at all. Period. Like, the game is damn near perfect. It does one thing, does it very well, listens to its community, is free to play, has a good economy in place, and the people I've been meeting in it are just fantastic. I can't really praise it highly enough. It's been so much fun. And of course, Agnew and Will, and now Adadon and Bobby, and a bunch of the other guys that I've met in the game have been hopping on the live streams with me and showing me a lot of stuff that I hadn't seen before. There is a ton to do in this game. Like, just a ton. And if I had to put it in context with other games, it's a free game that has the same, if not more, content than something like Fallout 4. And I'm obviously a big fan of Fallout 4. So that should tell you, if my opinion matters to you at all. I don't know exactly why it would. Yet, anyway. Although, I got my opinion. I stick to it. If my opinion matters, well, I love Fallout 4. And the fact that I'm praising Warframe right alongside a game that I have invested hundreds upon hundreds of hours in, bought all the DLCs for, and it's a premium game. And yet Warframe is standing up right alongside it. That should tell you pretty much everything you need to know about Warframe. At least for the amount of investment you're going to get for your time. But I should probably stop waxing all poetic on Warframe right now, because we're playing Fallout. +3 all... Ooh, that's kind of nice. I might give that over to Piper in a bit here. That was some Brotherhood of Steel guys fighting some gunners. It'd be nice if they were helping us fight the super mutants. And Piper, I need you to come here for a sec. I like the look of the Brotherhood of Steel stuff. I usually do Brotherhood playthroughs.
Hey.
I'm a bit of a Brotherhood fanboy. So we're just going to give you all of those sort of things. Lighten ourselves up a little bit. That said, though, what are we wearing on our helmet for ourselves? Just an army helmet. We're going to take that Brotherhood of Steel combat helmet, give Piper the army helmet for now. We'll toss that Brotherhood helmet on because it's got better stats. Now, there's still a super mutant outside here somewhere. That takes care of that problem, at least on the outside anyway. This place has always creeped me out a little bit. Cue everybody saying, hey Dre, you say that about every place in Fallout. But it's true! I swear it's true! Everything creeps me out a little bit. I'm a little bit squeamish when it comes to going into places that have giant meat bags sitting out front. Now we just need to figure out what's causing all the water contamination in here. We can already see that it's a bit of a mess. It's just a memo and a supply order. That really helps us. There's some dirty water. Telephone. It's worth a few things for us right now.
Not awful quiet in here.
And a pulse mine. Never hurts to check out all the little side rooms and everything. You never know when you're going to run into some stuff that's very, very useful. But we're going to be as quiet and stealthy as possible while being in here. We don't really know what's going on just yet.
Yes.
Ooh, some Wonder Glue. That never hurts. Adhesive, of course, is one of the things that you're going to constantly be looking for. I've said it so many times that I feel like I'm repeating myself. And that just leads up to the top of the building. There is a crate up there, I think. Right now, I just want to go down in the elevator and clear this place out so we can get Grey Gardens as a settlement. It's one of the best places to plant some artillery, and that entire overpass above it can be built on. You gotta put some scaffolding and stuff up to it. That said, though, once you build the scaffolding up the ceiling and all that sort of stuff, it's so very worth it. It's one of the better settlements in my honest opinion. For the sheer fact that you can build some really cool stuff. And there are some mods out there that will allow you to make waterfalls off the side and... Piper? How did you... You know what? I don't want to know. You do you, Piper. You do you. Oh, she probably just went through here. Didn't even need to pick that door. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, there is a picket fences here. We can now build patio furniture at settlement workshops. Definitely doesn't hurt. I don't even remember if we leveled up last time. Let's just check that quickly. We did. So that's not an issue. And whenever I see these generators, of course, I always go in checking for fusion cores. I always say power cores, so I think fusion cores is right in this case. Oh no, confusing myself. And the coolant caps are worth a lot of aluminum, so nice to grab them while we have a chance. And then down here, we can see that the water is fairly high. I'm going to drain it. And I see a mirelurk. I see several mirelurks. So that would probably explain why the water is all screwed up in here. Bunch of mirelurks running around. This, I believe, leads back to where we were coming from, but it's just not underwater now. Always worth it to look for some extra tools. And yep, that leads back to where we were headed, or came from. Piper, are you out of 10 mil rounds? Let's get you back using your deliverer. It's a far better gun for you. So let's go over here and equip your deliverer. There you go. It's a better pistol. At least it's cooler. I would make a Jane Bond reference here, but I don't know how I would play it, and it would probably come out way tackier than I want. Looks like a lot of these people didn't make it out when this place got flooded. A little bit of a shame. I still haven't done a full Institute playthrough. I should probably do that at some point. I'd love to do an X688 playthrough. I don't know if that's his designation. I'd also love to do a railroad playthrough where I have Curie as a companion. That'd be a lot of fun. Of course, Piper becomes our pack mule.
What was that?
Still reading something on the other side of this door. Probably another mirelurk. And it turned out to be a mirelurk. Which means that lowering the water is probably going to reveal some more of them. This place is a bit of a confusing mess and backtracking and mirelurks. Lots and lots and lots of mirelurks.
What was that? Wondering if places like this is how people end up someone else's dream.
So that lowered it a little bit more. Where are we able to get down to now that allows us to lower the water? Over there, probably. Let's just reload our shotgun, too, since we did pick up a fair number of shotgun rounds. Apparently 19 meters, 20 meters this way, there's another panel that we can hit? It's over there. Ah, I see. We gotta go this way. Not this way. This way. Benefit to places like this is they're nice and complex for being as small as they are. Downside is they're nice and complex for being as small as they are. But this will get Grey Gardens on our side, and when we build artillery at it eventually, definitely be a boon. It covers a fairly large distance. Down here we do have to be careful. Mirelurks are aquatic. They like to burrow in the ground too. They're kind of like soft-shell crabs. That right there is a Mirelurk. That was a legendary Mirelurk. Gave us a legendary plasma pistol. Worth a fair bit of experience. We're gonna have to take the risk of swimming through the water for a minute. A little bit of radiation damage. Not exactly good for us, but not exactly bad either. We're still pretty good on ammo. And now, Piper, we need to give you some more junk. Which is all going to end up at the castle anyway.
What you got for me?
Alright, so that takes care of that, and I'm guessing we can get out of here now. Nice little chest here. Some ammo. Let's grab that stub-nose 45 too.
Hey.
Means we're gonna have to give some more stuff over to Piper. I really do feel kind of bad for giving her all of the stuff we just can't be asked to carry, but what are companions for?
Going up.
Of course, now we've got the awesome combat armor helmet. It's got Brotherhood of Steel logos on it. It's a false flag operation.
Surface.
Alright, so now I guess we can go back to Grey Garden. There is, however, a small little place over here, if I remember correctly. Might be completely wrong. I think it's another one, actually. Kind of screwed that up. Oh well. There's another super mutant place along the shores of this particular body of water. It's a junkyard, and there's this whole bunch of extra little stuff around the side that you can find. It's worth going into. We've come out into a nice, beautiful day. Well, as beautiful as the apocalypse can be. There's some radstag meat. Why did one have a table knife? Did someone forget you have to kill the radstag before you eat it? And there is something over here. It's got me curious. I think it's a small campground, but this little church? Not a church? A little house? Ah, this is the Grey Garden Homestead, yeah. It's technically part of the Grey Garden settlement. Some more Wonder Glue. Oh, and some duct tape. There's a lot more adhesive, and we're going to need a ton of that when we start building up all of the settlements. And start connecting them all together, which we're going to do via probably the castle. Turn the castle into kind of a hub, maybe? Send everybody from one settlement over to the castle.
Darling, so good to see you. You fixed our water problem, didn't you?
Yeah, we sure did.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, such a gentleman, too. I simply must give you something. Here, you can have some of our produce. I'll ask Greenie to give you a discount, too, if there's anything else you need. Now I simply must get back to work. Ta-ta!
Alright, so we now have the ability to use this as a settlement, and over here is their workshop. We don't really have any defense right now, but if we head back up to Sanctuary, we can turn a couple of quests into Preston Garvey, I believe. Or we could go defend Hangmans Alley. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So let's go to Hangmans Alley. Give it a quick little bit of defense. Probably level up in the process. So let's find out what Hangman's Alley needs.
I hope you're here to help.
We're here to help.
That's right. What's the trouble here?
Super mutants came through a few days ago. Only a few of them, but they did a lot of damage before we managed to drive them off. It was only a miracle that nobody got killed. But I'm afraid they'll be back with reinforcements this time. We barely held them off the first time. We'd appreciate anything you can do to help us defend ourselves.
We've met yet. It's not everything we expected, but we're willing to work hard to make this a home we can be proud of. Any place you want me to pitch in?
Not right now.
Not right now. Thanks.
All right. Just let me know.
Alright, so we gotta build some defenses here. Piper? Let's trade, and let's grab a bunch of that junk from you. Oh, actually, all of the junk. We're probably going to need a fair amount of it to build some defenses here. Let's go over to the defenses tab and go to turrets. So there's only a couple of entrances into Hangman's Alley. So if that's one of the doors, let's set up a turret there. Doesn't look like we can build another one. We are missing some oil. Of course, I can't click on anything properly today for some unknown reason. For some reason, it wouldn't let me click over to the next turret. There we go. So we're going to need some more oil. I wonder if there's anything around here that will give us a little bit. I don't know if that actually gave us enough to do what we need to do. No, it didn't. Hangmans Alley is pretty tiny. There are some mods that open up all the side buildings and that sort of stuff. But for the most part, it's an incredibly small settlement. Of course, right now it has no food whatsoever. And far too few beds. And nothing that we can scrap for oil. So what can we do for guard posts? Can we even build a regular guard post? Sorry about that. Me and my mic had to sneeze. So I guess we have to defend Hangman's Alley right now.
Heads up.
We're going to give a bunch of the junk back to you, because we're going to have to go on to the defensive right now. Didn't manage to get all of our defenses up in time.
Wait. Shit, something broke him.
Did I actually throw a Molotov and do it right? Alright, so we defended it.
Hey there.
I can't believe it. We won. We couldn't have done it without your help. The Minutemen came through for us, and we won't forget it.
Farming's as honest as honest.
Alright, so before we go from Hangman's Alley, let's toss in a little bit of food so this settlement starts to not suck so much. They don't have any water, they don't have any food. So let's solve at least a couple of their problems. We'll toss in a water pump. Right there looks good. And for food, we do have some corn. Normally I would take corn back to one of the other settlements and build them up, but they literally have no food here whatsoever. And each corn produces 0.5 food, so it's going to be a little bit awkward to try and get it all in here. Let's see if we can take down some of the random stuff that's in our way. Normally I would do a better job of cleaning this up, but we've got 5 people here, so we need 5 food, and we only have 1. There's 2. That's 3. And we'll put a couple of mute fruit trees in here somewhere. There's 4. There's 5. So that'll cover those people. This person, I believe, was asking for an assignment. So we'll take them. We'll assign them to food. And they still don't have enough water. So we've got 1 pump there. Let's make it kind of nice and neat, and we'll throw another water pump over near all of where the food's growing. One thing I do dislike about Hangman's Alley in general is how absolutely tight it is, but with water over there, that's good. Now, what can we do for the bed situation? We've got 5 people, not enough beds. We are missing a fair amount of resources, mostly cloth. Okay, so that's easily solved. Where did Piper go? Piper, where'd you go, sweetheart?
You know what I call a good day?
There you are.
Look alive.
I know you have some pre-war money. into the menu and we'll find a place to put a couple of nice beds down. They don't have to technically be nice beds, but just beds in general. So one person can sleep there. One person can sleep on a bed here. Do we have any more cloth for any of the others? No, we don't. Kinda sucks that it's so tight on resources sometimes. There's nothing we can really scrap for more cloth in here, is there? Well, 4 beds will have to be good enough for now because we don't want to necessarily build the settlement fully yet. We have to go back and talk to Mr. Garvey, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, so Mr. Preston Garvey, where did you end up? It's going to be a little bit of a micromanaged video this week.
Thank you. It's like I can finally think straight.
I rescued that kidnapped settler. We've got another settlement on our side now.
Good. Another win for the Minutemen. Keep it up, and pretty soon we'll have the whole Commonwealth behind us. If you've got time, something else has come up. Here's where they are. I hope you can help us. We've got to show people they can count on the Minutemen.
We wiped out that super mutant raiding party. They won't be attacking any more settlements.
Good to hear. One step at a time. We'll make the Commonwealth safe for people who just want to live in peace. Now, as always, there's another fire to put out. Sounds like they're trying to stand up to some raiders. It's a good chance to show how much better things could be if we'd all stick together.
Alright, so we turned in those two. Wonder where he's sending us next. Abernathy Farm. Just down the road. We don't have any extra oil. Excuse me, Sheffield. I need to get through here. I'm correct. Abernathy Farm's like right here. So we're probably going to do that and call that a day. But we're going to make sure both of those are active. I'm also curious as to what's over there. My innate curiosity, because some of the stuff that's up in the north I've kind of forgotten about. There is a master lock that I have not forgotten about back in the original vault. Drops a fairly nice weapon. Before we go too far though, let's jump in at the Red Rocket Station and see if there's anything that gives us oil that we can snag before heading out to the farm. Because if there is, that'll save us a little bit of problems when we get to Abernathy. So we haven't built this place up in general yet. Doesn't really look like there's anything that gives us any oil, which is kind of sad. That'll give us a bunch of steel. It doesn't hurt. Steel and rubber. You'd think that the cars, even if they were nuclear powered, would give us some oil. But apparently that's just a little bit too far out there. I don't think there's anything at Abernathy Farm that gives us oil either.
What's that for?
There's a used oil can. That will definitely help. Let's build at least one turret. Generally make our way towards Abernathy. That said though, we should, in theory, be able to put down some guard posts and have a few of the people at Abernathy Farm take up guard posts. It's kind of cool that it's built around an old high-gain electrical line. I really like that idea. And if the apocalypse came, that'd probably be really cool, because if the power is still flowing through it, that gives you a major, major bonus.
I hope you're here to help.
Of course, Blake.
That's right. What's the trouble here?
Some raiders have been threatening us if we didn't give them supplies. We told them to take a flying leap, now that we had the Minutemen backing us up. But they didn't seem too impressed. Said they'd be back with their friends to make an example out of us. We're not soldiers. We're hoping you can help us set up some defenses before it's too late.
So yeah, we have to build some defenses here too. Let's see if there's anything inside that'll help us out with that. We did pick up one used oil can, which does not hurt in the least. Not really seeing anything that's oil related. I swear there's some in here somewhere. Ah, there we go. Used oil can. Not necessarily on there. The cool thing about the Abernathy farm is if we go up to the second level, if I can navigate stairs properly, so you've got this great top level. And if you set up your turrets up here, they have a massive, massive field of fire. Let's actually set up another one there. That should do it for that. So let's talk to... Oh, it looks like we've got to defend the farm, in fact. They're already here. Alright, well that was fairly easy. Now this place, most of the attacks come from down there, I've found. So, having the two turrets on the one side doesn't hurt. Now where's Blake?
Mr. Abernathy?
We did it. I was afraid we were making a mistake trying to stand up to those bastards. But the Minutemen came through for us.
Done and done. So then we can go back and talk to Preston Garvey. We'll probably do another few Minutemen quests on the next episode, but that's probably a good place to end it for today. So if you liked the video, guys, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, be part of our community. That's especially growing in Warframe right now. Just hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes up. Remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.